Welcome, 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 everyone. My name is Todd Walker. I'm the director here at Columbus Africentric Early College in Columbus City Schools. Our school vision is high achievement in early college for each student as we affirm the positive leadership of African Americans to benefit the global community. I'd like to welcome today all of our board members, all of our community members, all of our students and our faculty and our staff, those who are invested and who have been invested in this effort to build this Nubian pyramid. And this pyramid recognizes and symbolizes not just a physical accomplishment, but a symbolic accomplishment that recognizes the efforts and the contributions of African Americans as we have traversed across this nation, and Africans as they have been part of the African diaspora and made contributions throughout our world. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our interim superintendent, Dr. John Stanford.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so very, very much for coming out and giving honor to our elders who are here today. Thank you all very much. This project involved the contributions of so many people, transforming one person's vision into reality. From planning and design to construction and dedication, the vision was quickly turned into a team effort. As one of my colleagues often says, teamwork makes a dream work. In this case, a vision work. Mr. Charles Tennant began with a vision, and our former superintendent, Dr. Dan Good, lent his persistent energy into making that vision reality. You'll hear from both of them in just a few moments. Putting vision to metal, I first want to thank Executive Director Pegeen Cleary, where's Pegeen? Pegeen Cleary, for taking the lead and pulling all of our resources together in the district to find the help we needed in order to draw up the plans and to do the work. This would not have been possible without the leadership and partnership of our building trades here in Columbus, Ohio. Thank you, Rich Manley, Jimmy Green, and Jeff Carey from the Plumber and Pipe Fitters Local Union 189 for donating your time, your talent, and your resources to this project. I also want to thank Vince Wright from the Carpenters Local 200 for creating the structure that we have before us, donating the materials, and setting it in place. And the final step was adding the lights to the pyramid. And you've got to check this out at night, because I've got pictures and it looks awesome at night. Thanks to Mr. McKinday from MAK Engineering for helping us to get the light fixtures placed on the pyramid. To Barry Pickett, the mayor's liaison, for connecting us with the construction trades, the mayor's education director, Rhonda Johnson, who's here behind me, and Dorsey Hager, executive secretary of the Columbus Building Trades. With the help of our great teachers at the Fort Hays Career Center, our students also played an important role in this project, and that was an important emphasis of Dr. Good and Mr. Tennant. So we have to thank welding instructor Andy Taylor and electrical instructor Saran Williamson and all of the students from the Fort Hays Career Center program who worked on welding the pieces together to create the structure. And last but not least, and I can get to the side, a great big thank you to our Director of Capital Improvements, Alex Trevino. I don't see Alex here. He's at work. Good answer, Mr. Holden. Good answer, good answer. And our Executive Director of Communications, Mr. Scott Varner, who helped in the coordination and the outreach to make this a success. On behalf of our entire district and our Board of Education, I want to express my sincere thanks to all of those who helped make this vision turn into a reality. And with that, without further delay, I will now turn the microphone over to our board president, Mr. Gary Baker.
Welcome. Thank you all for being here. Mr. Tennant, elders, faculty, staff, friends, community members. Let me begin by acknowledging the board who supported throughout this process and allowed this project to come to fruition with a lot of help. Michael Cole, Vice President, W. Shauna Gibbs, Ramona Reyes, James Ragland, Jennifer Adair. So thank them for their part in this process. They never wavered in their support. This pyramid, it represents community and all of us who have come together to build it. It represents transformation as we think about the transformation of this plot of land, reborn as an academic facility full of endless opportunities for our students and surrounding neighborhoods. It represents the power of education. All young people who enroll here, no matter who they are or where they come from, are empowered with the desire to discover a deeper understanding of history, of literature and languages, and of proud African cultures and traditions. Finally, it represents something unique, something our community should be proud of because we all came together to make this happen. Each unique piece of this pyramid is different and required the hands of many to put into place, just as our district's success has been the result of so many working together to meet the ever-changing needs of our young learners. Everyone here is a part of the spirit of success that energizes all that we do to empower our students and their families. We support our teachers, our professionals, all of our staff, and serve our entire community. And this pyramid, it will glow, not just with the lights inside it, but also with the spirit of Columbus City Schools. So thank you again for being here. Thank you for the role that you played in bringing this project to fruition. And I would like to turn things over to Dr. Walker. Dr. Walker?
Well, it gives me great pleasure at this time to introduce and really present to many of you an individual who has been instrumental in this school from its foundations. Tenacious in his attitude, he is a man of great persuasion and perseverance, as I'm sure the board can attest to. And he has been a great encouragement and support to me, to Columbus Africentric Early College as a program, and to Columbus City Schools. He is a longtime educator, worked as a vocational teacher, instructor, and also worked in customer relations. So he is a supporter of Columbus City Schools. And so without further ado, I would like to present to many of you, introduce to others, Mr. Charles Tennant.
This is a very emotional time for me. It's so fitting that this pyramid is dedicated during the month of Black History. And if you look at 2/1919, that'll equal 40, and that is biblical. So I think this is a very biblical time. I would tour this campus, and every time I toured it, I kept seeing a pyramid every time. And God just told me to pursue it, and I did. And I went to Dr. Good and the school board, and they just embraced the entire idea. And what you see now is hard work. It wasn't easy to do. I want to thank Peggy and Clary, who was very instrumental. I met with her. Peggy, would you come here a minute? And everybody should meet her. We met over here many, many times. We met in her office many times. We met down at the central office many times. She called me last night twice and said, "Mr. Tennant, have you seen the pyramid?" No. She tried to send it to me on my cell phone. I didn't get it, so she wanted my email address, and she sent it. She is such a wonderful person, very dedicated, and Peggy, thank you.
Thank you.
And Dr. Good, we have developed a friendship that is second to none. I think the world of him. I always call him the Zawadi. Zawadi is an African term which means child of God, and that's what he has been. We are extremely close. Some of you may not know the architect. And Kay, would you come up? Kay came to me, I guess, 10, 12 years ago and asked me about my vision for a school. And I told him, but I didn't take it seriously. About 5 or 6 years after that, he presented some plans to me down in his office. We would come back and forth over here on many occasions, and he would say, I want you to see your baby. He is a wonderful friend, a genius of an architect, and this complex is second to none. He also helped with the pyramid. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. To all of you, Dr. Stanford, who has been in my corner, the school board, second to none. I know them all, except the new ones. I know them personally, but you know, I'll get to know the new ones too. And they have been behind me and my efforts, and they know the things that I want to do is strongly centered around children. And to all of you who have come out here to see the dedication of this pyramid, thanks to you. Thank you.
So I'm back, and I'm back to introduce an individual that just has boundless energy and a deep, deep passion and love for children. You know, he came to us about 5 or 6 years ago to lead our school district, and as Mr. Tennant has said, has been a very, very dear friend to him in his quest to see Africentric rise to the sky and be the vision that he has for all of our children and for this institution. And so, without any further delay, I'd like to welcome Dr. Dan Good to the microphone to say a few words.
I think some of you know that my family are from Palmer, Alaska, so we could go on all afternoon here. You know, pyramids have been discovered in over 41 different ancient civilizations worldwide. But no matter where, and no matter the people, and no matter the practices, all of these ancient pyramids were constructed with one belief in common, that humanity could achieve perfection and eternal life. So pyramids are a metaphor for personal perfection. And personal perfection is building and maintaining unity and harmony within ourselves and with our environment. So I like to think of the building blocks of this pyramid, those individual stones, as life lessons. Lessons we must complete on our journey to personal perfection. And I have 5 quick lessons to share with you. Lesson 1, think about the building blocks in relation to the whole pyramid, because mathematicians and physicists and metaphysicists all agree that a pyramid isn't really a pyramid at all because it lacks structural fortitude if even one stone or one block is missing. So when you apply that to our own lives, that means that each building block, each life lesson cannot be avoided. All of them are necessary, and they take time and they take patience. And the early life lessons tend to be the larger and the heavier, just like the foundational stones of a pyramid. Lesson number 2, when building a pyramid, certain sequence of events must be maintained. The larger stones can only be placed at the bottom, and that strong foundation must be built before the later, lighter stones will be supported and sustained. And this is true in developing our own life narratives as well. We must work hard on completing each and every life task with integrity in order to develop a strong intellectual, physical, social, and emotional foundation for the later experiences. Lesson 3, If there are defects found in any part of the pyramid, those defects will sooner or later have to be replaced and repaired. According to the type and the extent of the defects, it may also be necessary to remove the stones above or beside the defective ones to repair them. And in some cases, it may even be necessary to remove all of the stones above the defective ones. It's the same in life. If one doesn't work hard to complete, with dignity and humility, a task, that life lesson or that building block is unstable and potentially incapable of supporting further life development. You may need to repeat some experiences and seek a very different outcome in order to repair your life pyramid and allow you to develop fully. Simple lesson number 4. A pyramid built symmetrically stable is extremely stable even while it's being built. In fact, no earthquakes have destroyed any pyramid. Our lives, likewise, when constructed with symmetry and balance, when our hands and our hearts and our heads are in sync, minimize the need to repeat lessons. And this is critical because the more layers of stones or the more difficult the experiences in life, the more we have to rely on that strong foundation we've built. And the last lesson, number 5, the higher the pyramid grows, the greater the effort required to lay a new layer of stones. So in life, the longer we live, the more challenging each life lesson becomes. And here's the clincher. No pyramid has ever built itself. Just like our lives, if we wish to complete our personal pyramid, in other words, have that unity and harmony within ourselves and with our environment, we have to take the initiative and then allow the appropriate amount of time and patience to perfect that foundation. So Columbus Africentric Early College, this structure behind me and the people who inhabit it, that's a pyramid. And it has been my honor to be a very small part of its becoming. There are many, many others who have given so much more, and we've heard about some of them today. They've contributed to both the building of this pyramid and this pyramid. Charles Tennant, visionary, mentor, friend, brother, has been the consistent champion, a celebrated architect of both pyramids. Mr. Tennant, your life is a living, breathing model of what it means to construct our personal, perfect life pyramid. It's important as well to recognize and appreciate the current Board of Education and former boards of education who have been supportive of these two pyramids, of the current and the former administrations that continue to allocate resources, to the faculty and staff, and particularly, and we cannot say this enough, Peggy Cleary, Columbus City Schools' own miracle worker, for tapping partnerships with plumbers and pipe fitters and Carpenters Local 200 and creating yet another authentic curricular experience for our student learners. Peggy, you are one in a million. To the families who elected to send their children here, to the very dedicated teachers and their leaders, Dr. Walker, Sherry Williams, Yolanda Stewart, Tyree Pullard, Mr. Warren, and most reverently to the elders of Africentric, thank you. And now most importantly, to the Nubian student body, you are why all of us here today make these efforts. We are investing in you to ensure that your life legacies, your personal pyramids are built with integrity, because we have faith that you'll serve in capacities to help unify and harmonize our world. And we all humbly serve as the contractors of your foundations. Thank you.
Well, I want to, first of all, thank Dr. Good as well as all who have made comments on this occasion. Want to recognize, and would be remiss if we did not recognize from the mayor's office, Don Tyler Lee. If you could just wave your hand there. Thank you for being such a friend of Columbus City Schools and Columbus Africentric Early College. Without further ado, I would like to bring to the mic Elder Tony West, who's going to take us in with a cadence and drum. So, Elder, if you would just, he doesn't have to use the mic. He is going to drum from where he is.
Follow me.
Follow him in.
Because it's cold out here, right?